Alright, this is that PokerStrategy.com Teamliquid Starleague. We are in Game 3 of Draco against Sen. The map is Outsider SE. And over at 9 o'clock, we have the blue Protoss Draco. Down at the bottom right, about maybe 5:15 Tasteless, we have the yellow Zerg Sen.
Remember what we said earlier, we want to watch and see, is the Protoss going to pile on low ground and make the gateways? It's certainly a doable strategy. Or is Draco saying, no, I want to play a more standard game because I think they can beat Sen on a map that's actually just pretty tough for Protoss as time progresses. We're going to find out momentarily here. But there's one thing you definitely can't do. You really can't gate inside your main. Oh my god. Never mind. Maybe you can. Draco looks like he's gonna do something like that. He does make the pylon there. Sorry, Draco. I wasn't trying to diss on you. We just don't normally see it. So, alright. He's going to go for pylon in the main. Maybe gateway on 10, gateway on 12. I'm not sure. Maybe gateway on 9, gateway on 9, or 8 on 9.
Well, you know, if I had to make a guess, I think we're going to see some really highly technical one-base play out of Draco here. You know, maybe hop some Dark Templars over some mineral patches, you know, get that really quick Corsair. The fast expanding isn't working, so he's got to try something new, and if he was going to go for a Zealot Rush, you would think he'd do it in the natural, where he could use those gateways both as something that's closer to Sen to rush him quicker, and also to block future attacks from Sen.
Well, he's either going to get a gateway on 12, or he's going to get his assimilator. So we're going to find out in a second. Pylon next, so he's going to squeeze out a few more probes, so one more building before we kind of find out what exactly is the strategy he has planned. What Draco's doing right now is he's going to go for a technique that Sen didn't really get to practice against. Sen could have played 100 games on this map. He most likely didn't play too many against a technique like this.
That's right, especially nowadays where, you know, you really practice a lot on IC Cup, mostly against high-level Koreans that are doing the same types of builds over and over, trying to make it as pro gamers. But at the same time, you know, Sen has a lot of different style players that he gets to play with because he also gets to practice a lot with the Chinese community, and those guys have strategies all their own.
That's a very good point. Sen has experience against almost everything. Now we do see the first Zealot out here. I don't know, maybe he's going to make a Nexus here in the back of his base. That's also a possibility. You want to be careful because you can get drone drilled doing something like this. There's a lot of stuff that can go wrong. We see the Zerglings now moving up to his opponent's base. Probe's going to go down here and try to defend at the ramp. The second Zealot has to get there in time. And it looks like, luckily enough for him, he will.
Yeah, it looks like he is going to be totally safe. And if we look up at the mineral-only base above Draco's main, looks like he is, in fact, going to go just for a quick Nexus here. So I think that what we're going to see here, because he is taking that base that does not have the additional gas, which you really need to battle Zerg, I think what we're going to see is, you know, maybe a +1 with speed style attack, you know, just like a ton of Zealots, some sort of crazy all-in type strategy from Draco. I just can't think of anything else that would really work well against Sen. This doesn't really transition into anything that's really great late game against Zerg on this map.
Well, when Zerg take an expansion that has a gas and you don't, I mean, Zealots are the only thing you can do, or try to spend that money on cannons to secure an expansion that does have a gas geyser. But yeah, right now I don't know if this opener is going to pan out well for Draco. However, as you said, a good timing attack could very easily knock Sen out of the game. Otherwise, I think Sen's just going to have an econ advantage and a positioning advantage overall. Quick layer here for Sen. I think we could be seeing quick lurkers. Quick Mutalisk is also not a bad option as well.
Yeah, you know, Draco's tech is actually so late, and we see he adds a couple gateways in the bottom of his base. Smart move considering the Overlord abusing his lack of tech to shoot it down to see exactly what Draco is in fact doing. I think that what we're going to see here is, yeah, okay, look at that, a Hydralisk Den going up for Sen, and, you know, it looks like he must be going quick lurker, and that's a great idea, because this is going to be a mostly Zealot army as far as we can tell from Draco. Wait a minute, no, never mind, he's getting a range upgrade for Dragoons at his Cybernetics core.
Oh, this is very interesting. We don't normally see techniques like this. What you do is you get just enough Dragoons to surprise the Zerg. The Zerg usually isn't going to get Zergling speed in a moment like this. You can actually run up there, pick off the sunken colonies, rush in there, and end the game. And you know what? If the Zerg isn't entirely prepared, it could lose the Zerg the game. However, this is a strategy that is so difficult to pull off. We've seen players like Stork do this from time to time with unusual Dragoon timing attacks. Let's see. We're going to find out in maybe the next 2 or 3 minutes here when he opts to move out there. But remember, if Lurkers come out, there's really nothing you can do. So you have to kill him before the Lurkers complete.
You know, quite true. And as you see with these Zerglings running around in the middle of the map, Sen does in fact have the speed upgrade, so that's going to make the Dragoons even weaker as a strategic choice. Now, Sen, at his natural, a bunch of Hydras, getting ready to morph into Lurkers, no doubt. The Lurker upgrade almost done here. And I really like the fact that, you know, we've seen Sen play the first game kind of a hidden expansion, a little bit risky, not too risky. Second game, completely straight up, no risk involved. Third game, he's just saw what Draco was doing. He's like, wow, that's kind of weird. Okay, I'm going to go 2-hatch Lurker. I know he didn't have that planned when he was thinking out what he was going to do on this map against Draco.
Okay, the clock is ticking. Draco's going to move out any second now. He just wants to get enough Dragoons, and then he's going to charge down there. But remember, Lurkers are going to be on the way. In fact, they already are, and that's going to be a shocker for Draco. His timing's a little bit off. I don't know about this strategy. Frankly, I didn't see it coming. I said 4 or 5 times what I thought he was going to do. This was the last thing I expected. But the timing on this build overall is just off. The idea isn't bad, but it's just not going to work out. Here we see him moving out now, but is it really going to be too late? Lurkers can burrow. I think this game's pretty straightforward.
That's right. Here he goes. He's going to burrow those Lurkers up, and Draco's going to be like, oh,
OMG, facepalm moment here.
Yeah, that's right. Sen just running up, surrounding the Dragoons. This is huge. The Zerglings blocking the Dragoons from going up the ramp, and now we have 4 Lurkers just totally eating the Dragoons. Draco's actually going to have to GG, and Sen has just 3-0'd Draco.
GG.
This is absolutely ridiculous, Tasteless.
Unbelievable. I did not expect the games to be that one-sided. But you know what? Sen definitely deserved the win, and he's going to move on to the round of 8.
Well. What can we say, man? We saw 2 matches tonight against 4 of the really best corners of all time in the scene. We had Zalzi against Hydra, 3-0 in Hydra's favor, pretty dominating games. Then Sen against Draco. I never would have guessed it, but Sen has completely dominated Draco. And Draco realized it, man. I mean, he tapped right out when he knew he was dead. He was like, oh, that's it, I'm dead. Bye, GG.
Well, there's really not much more to say. I think Sen definitely was the superior player in that best of 3. And by the way, congratulations to Hydra. Yeah. Because he's going to move on as well.
He moves on, and Sen moves on. You know, a lot of people did predict these 2 guys to go forward. And do not forget, everyone, watch tomorrow's match as well. We have another couple great matches casted by Chill and Day 9, the brother, of course, of Tasteless.
Yep, that's my little brother. He's a great commentator, so tune in for that. And is there anything else we need to say for this?
You know, thank you, of course, to the sponsor of this, the PokerStrategy.com. Teamliquid Starleague could not be done without PokerStrategy.com. Huge cash tournament. Wow. I'm totally in love with them for doing this for us. And, of course, the Teamliquid staff that is making this all possible.
Yeah, and thank you guys at home for tuning in. This wouldn't be possible without you. This is Tasteless and Artosis. We're here in Korea. It is now officially 6:46 in the morning. So I am going to go to sleep in a taxi on the way home, but I definitely had a lot of fun, guys, and we're going to be back for some more games in the weeks to come.
That's right, and now one more reminder, do not miss tomorrow. We have Noni against Tarson and Phoenix against Cole. 2 really great matchups, 4 really great players. So be there or be square. All right, thank you all for listening, and see you later.